unsettling tone lingers in the air. The sound makes the horses shriek in fear. From above, piercing thunder roars. The earth has visitors. This is the sound of the machine. Now staring into the sky, the stars dissipate to make way as a mechanical beast makes its descent towards the earth. Through galaxies and space, a tale as old as time. Fear finds a way into the heart of every man on the black water.
Welcome, everyone. It's playoff time. It says week 6 over there. Ignore that. I don't even know why that's there anymore. I'm Hail Monkey Man in the booth alongside Quanzek. I have been casting all ding dang day, and you know what? I come home to Team Frontline because this is where all the action is for season 11, coming to a head and very much coming to a close, at least for one of our leagues today. Quanzek, you're gonna be with me for at least a couple different times, and we're gonna be seeing a whole lot of action tonight. What do we got laid out for our first matchup in the Prospect League here on the big stage?
It's gonna be the Ninjas and the Bandits fighting it out for that progression moving into the rest of the bracket. And you know, these two teams are the two powerhouse teams of Prospect. You have Rainer and Physics on opposite sides of the pitch, either one easily in the MVP discussion, and we'll see how these two fare. But I'm really curious as to what the dynamics between these teams look like, because we've seen how powerful Ninjas can be, but I'm curious if on Bandit's side, if it's gonna be the Physics show or if they're gonna get a little bit of help from their teammates.
No, they've been talking all about their boy. Is it Pollo Taco? Yes, un Pollo Taco. And I am curious about how that will lay out as well, because they've talked that up. They have Physics coming up, but you know, we're a little bit late, so it's a briefness of introductions. We go into best of 7 immediately. It's the upper finals, and I know that you guys are excited for it. Make sure you only have maybe a few seconds remaining to actually get all of your predictions in, so why not make them the right one? Is it gonna be the Ninjas who have been running the roost and running the coop and running amok out there? We'll be able to get ourselves into the big game, and maybe Bandits put them to shame.
And this is very crucial for either one of these teams, as it is the upper finals. You know, winning this just sets you up so much better, considering you go into the grand finals with that bracket reset in the back of your pocket and your entire season riding here on the line. And Pollo Taco trying to get his team off on the right step. It's going to be Rainer getting a demo off on the far end, but nothing going, or nothing following because of it. Cyborg shot on. That one will be turned aside. Either one just trying stuff from range. Going to see if they can find a little hole in the defense here, Monkey.
There's not a whole lot of holes that have been presenting themselves for the majority of this season. There's been some very fun play between Cyborg Taco and Physics. That's something to be seen or said a lot, as a squad it's had a great time just being able to take on the entirety of this Prospect League. But you're gonna get big booming clear here out of the Ninjas. A shot will be very, very wide, and this is a team that's kind of under a under a ticking clock right now, as Rainer, insider knowledge, is going to be going out of this bracket, so they got to be able to win big here and then wait for the grand final if they can make it.
Yeah, very crucial timing for them, just regarding the availability and being able to get into that grand final, all the more crucial. But they will find the first goal. It's going to be Pluncher cleaning up off of a Rainer assist. And who else other than the Ninjas? They are the favorites across everybody's boards to take this entire league. It's going to be Snooze with the follow-up shot, and that one will sink in. 2-0 for the Ninjas. They found the first, and it seems the floodgates may be open here.
They always compound their first one with another. And you know, if they're on the clock, then why are they scoring so much? Crazy. Seems like they're playing against themselves. We go here into this game. And I don't know why my crazy overlay is deciding to get crazier by the second. I'll have to reset that one. I'm gonna hand it off to you while I figure this out for just a little moment. Here you go.
Oh, good. I'll take over briefly. A little bit of a solo cast action. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of my voice, but you're gonna get to hear it just a little bit longer here for the time being before Monkey can come back in. Rainer, good chip. This one's gonna go across the midfield line into Bandit's territory. That's an awkward touch. Snooze gonna capitalize off the post and back out, and Rainer hits the other post. Oh, that ball was sitting on the goal line for so long. It will eventually go in by Snooze, but you could not get any more closer off those two initial touches. It just so happened that the ball remained on that goal line. Snooze able to come in for the follow-up attempt. That would be 3-0 for the Ninjas.
And when you know it, I spelled something wrong, and so that's what made everything go terrible. So yay, I fixed it. But no, this is the ninjas doing what the ninjas do. They've been able to just be efficient and stack up the goals time and again. So we run in through game number 1. Remember, this is best of 7 territory, so there's a lot happening in this particular matchup. And they will have to do it for the total of a marathon beyond halftime now in game number 1. Launcher, the handoff over to Rainer. That 1-2 combo has been happening all season. Physics just won't be able to make that read. I think he was trying to be reactionary off of snooze, and this has been a downhill sledding that the ninjas have been able to dictate. But that's a great bouncer and challenge, but it's dished off to the side. We just don't see secondary and tertiary follow-ups from the bandits. So, but maybe ones that are on target.
Yeah, I was gonna say they might have just made you eat your own words, but that one did ricochet off of the post there, and you know that you can say that about the prospect league just as a whole. You know, it's still developing players here, and so the rotation maybe isn't as fluid for those second and third attempts on target. And you see a lot of the times it comes down to the solo plays, and that's why players like Rainer and Physics have just dominated the MVP board, because if they're able to do it all by themselves, there's no need for those second and third attempts, and that's why the ninjas have had the success that they had. They have 2 players able to facilitate those opportunities, and they're sitting here pretty with that 3-0 lead.
You always hope that you can get a great first pick and then just simply build like a 2-man like support cell around it. Well, when you get 2 and then the third is, you know, is stout enough to be able to keep up with them, then that's even better. That's what the ninjas have as a final minute of play in game number 1. Will be set up, unable to dive in time. This one will move its way right back around, and that will finally be a breaking of the ice on the scoreboard for the bandits as they get one back.
Yeah, very good timing of this one, too. There's enough time on the clock for a comeback. Cyborg just reads it well, and look at the placement there. Gonna go far side, put it around the final remaining Ninja's defender. And in doing so, made that one very difficult for them to get to for the save. They are on the board, still 2 goals down, but as I mentioned earlier, there's enough time on the clock to make an impact here with 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, like well, maybe not too much time, but ninjas have been able to pretty much cut off the majority of regular standard approaches for the bandits, so they're trying to get a lot more clever. They're trying to force mistakes. That's just not happening too often. Pluncher will not win that secondary touch as in Pollo Taco, the chicken taco, which, you know, I'm going to be having fish tacos next Monday. I haven't had too many chicken tacos. What's your favorite taco? We'll have to discuss that here in the next 15 seconds.
I had some al pastor tacos from a local place next to me, and oh my gosh, that was the best taco I've had in close to, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. That taco was amazing.
Nice. Well, they're going to have to be at that level when Pollo Taco will be. As we go through this first game, it will find its completion state. Ninjas and bandits. My goodness, I am so lucky to have custom post-game stats, because lordy lord, it looks stupid when it's on the stripes. That looks disgusting.
It's this bug is a little bit odd. You know, it is interesting to see all the players lined up score-wise, but you know, you only have one team there at the top. It looks like it's a 6v0.
Yeah.
So not exactly ideal. So thank gosh for that custom scoreboard. Makes the stream all the more fancier. But the task is now going to fall onto the bandits to find an answer for this ninjas team that nobody has had for the entire season. I'll speculate and give a theory as to why they're so good, and it's because they really don't play like a prospect team. These shots that you're attempting from distance, they're not going to find their way in as often as they would against some other teams, and because of that, because the defense is so strong for this ninja squad, higher quality plays are going to need to come out, and you just don't often see those passing plays, period, in prospect.
You could say that they are destined to maybe have a chance of going to Challenger League or even higher. And we've seen players like that before. Some of them did do great when they went back up, and some did not. First 30 seconds of play. We've seen the Ninjas kind of stuck at home for all of a moment, as they have at least committed to implanting the second man approach and denying the Ninjas an easy give and go. Because if you just have your initial man, kind of like your main fighter, and then there's no, I guess, collective possession afterwards, or just even a challenge, then you don't really have much. Snooze is gonna wait around. They will crisscross, but they're able to get the sauce. The opening minute of play. No one's on the board as of yet.
And it's the Bandits trying to set up pressure. You can see they're making attempts, but it's gonna bite them right here. Actually, they send the third man trying to get aggressive, and Un Pollo Taco is just gonna watch Cyborg get beat out there by Rainer and cannot recover quickly enough. It is going to be 1-0 for the Ninjas. I like the thought process there by the Bandits. Just the execution not 100% there when you aren't ready for the speed coming out on the Ninja side.
Oh my gosh, it's Bagigi. It's been forever since I've seen you. What's up, man? What's up, Pluncher? Bouncing another one through. It takes all of what? A kickoff rotation and a bit of pressure to the corner. Double commits between Physics and Un Pollo Taco, and just unable to stretch out their arms in time to stop that one from moseying on through. Ninjas are up by 2.
Bandits find themselves in a similar hole. It took 3 on the board for the Ninjas before they found one of their own, and maybe they could improve that by a factor of 1 here, as we're a minute and a half into this game. Bandits still looking to get on top of the board. Physics maybe trying to be that catalyst. This pass off the corner, and it's gonna be Un Pollo Taco getting there first, beating out 2 Ninjas defenders and putting that one into the back of their net.
Physics just kept focused with it, and he got in the way, but he set up the pass, and he just at least made himself available as another striker to go up with Un Pollo Taco, who had read it the whole way. He said, hey man, calm down, I can be there too. Cyborg will get one from the kickoff, and this one was a defensive misplay.
Yeah, just a flurry. Now it's 2 on the board. Cyborg just gonna watch Rainer unintentionally own goal that into his own net. That ricochet off of kickoff was going to be a kickoff goal, so you can't put too much blame onto Rainer with the diving attempt, but there's something to be said about maybe the defender in net had the read instead, and Rainer just gonna guarantee his team's fate, and just like that, the Bandits all equaled up and looking to take this game too.
Ninjas are trying to get a sweep as best as they can, because they know TikTok on the clock that Rainer is fighting against to be able to be here. He will be, for all assumptions, available in the grand finals, but they have to get there first. And you know, they've dropped down early. The Bandits may be playing without one of their best players that's been there the entirety of the season. He'll take control, but immediately is challenged by Physics. He's trying to lay it up just behind Pluncher. They'll retract back, get some boosts, fight out of the corner one more time, and I like what the Bandits are doing. They're maybe a slight overextension, but they're able to really layer up with it in the rotation. They're getting the challenges in the face of the Ninjas, and they're trying to match them with speed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this, with the Ninjas offense that we've seen be as high-powered as it has been the entire season, if you get in the face and break that play down before it even happens, you know, cut off the head of the snake before trying to, I'm briefly forgetting how that saying goes for whatever reason, but it's basically, you cut things off at the root and guarantee that they can't develop. That's exactly what the Bandits are doing. They're having a lot of success at it, as we've seen the Ninjas struggle to set up here, and the goals that they've found have just been awkward balls in front of the Bandits' net.
Gonna set one up and maybe get an awkward bump. Oh, Snooze has a runaway. If he can set it up, that's actually very favorable to go to the side wall. But congregating a little early. Snooze to Rainer. Rainer to Pluncher. The 1-2-3 will travel from left to right across the box, but with less than a minute and a half to go, it's now actually a 3v1. Rainer with a kick flip, it will be able to stick it. He does not make any secondary connections. Snooze with a follow. Harlem Globetrotters, and they will whistle their way to a leading goal.
Just very awkward for the Bandits. Un Pollo Taco almost own gold, and there was a little bit of panic between him and Physics alike, and it just turns into all 3 players sort of watching that shot come onto their net, and somebody need to rise to that ball sooner and stop it before it came barreling towards the back of the twine. That's going to be a very key go-ahead goal for the Ninjas here. We are reaching a minute in, and outside of those 2 quick goals that were relatively just defensive mistakes by the Ninjas, the Bandits still very limited offensive success.
Rainer will just try to start burying this one at the flag post in the back corner here. Snooze very lackadaisically collects as this one falls into the post, and you're talking about limited opportunities. Ninjas, they've been slowly coming under house arrest by the Bandits. Bandits looking for a passing play. He goes over to Pollo Taco, but again, physics, he comes up too soon. The communication, I mean, maybe it's there. Maybe they're all just both having the same idea. Maybe everyone's just screaming at each other to get out of the way in the Bandits camp.
Again, look at them just right on top of each other. Physics giving him Pollo Taco a little love tap there on the back side of the car. I mean, I almost feel like maybe it's Physics trying to play some hero ball, recognizing the talent that's on the opposite side of the pitch. Snoo's going to put in that insurance goal guarantee that they will go up 2-0 in this series. They're not staring at a sweep yet. It is a best of 7. Just want to remind everybody. But I think it may be Physics just trying to play a little bit of hero ball here, Monkey. Trying to go toe-to-toe with the talent of Pluncher and Rainer and facilitate those plays on his own, manifest his team to victory. But in attempting that, he's cutting off rotation and essentially making this a 2v3.
Yeah, it's just putting all your eggs in one basket, or at least in one zone of the entire pitch, and it's not great because the Ninjas then is like, all right, well, I mean, there's plenty of other curbside streets to shoot towards or maneuver around. It does offer a double amount of power in those areas, but it really isn't efficient at all. And I can see what they're going for, but I cannot just fathom that they're not maybe getting a little bit angsty at each other, like, oh man, hey, like, back off, you don't need to be doing that. So we'll go into game number 3. Match point will be available to the Ninjas if they were to grab it, and the Bandits are just trying to slow the Ninjas down if they could help it at all. Did Pollo Taco leave? What happened here?
Oh, Physics. Okay.
Physics cannot read what I'm writing. Snooze cannot either. He just keeps going. Okay. Physics, just stay off the pitch, man. You don't need to do the lightning tag. Okay, all right.
Okay, we're good.
We're waiting on Pollo Taco, who apparently dropped out of the lobby. I was having some crashing issues earlier. It was not fun. I like just kept popping out. I had to go like performance mode instead of quality mode. Not fun for anyone.
Interesting.
Yeah. Weird. Has Psyonix actually like said, hey, oh, oopsie, this is like, you know, our fault, we're patching it? Have they said anything like that yet?
I haven't seen anything on the bugs page, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I've been wondering about that. Well, no bug here. All good vibes as we're going forward. Getting ready for game number 3. Can the Ninjas be able to get themselves to match point? Bandits honestly just need to get out of their own way.
Yeah, they need to catch lightning in the bottle here and do so as a team. And if there's any place to do it, it might be here on Wasteland. You know, if the world is in shambles, who other than the Bandits are going to thrive? Stealing whatever may come their way, and look at that, they're gonna steal a goal right off the bat. It's Pollo Taco, and maybe this is a lesson for Physics here. Look at what your team can do if you give them the space. He was all over Pollo Taco, double committing last game, and here Pollo Taco dimes him up. Physics able to bury it. That's a very solid play by the Bands to get on the board first.
That is, you know, that's the kind of play that we've been expecting and waiting on the Bandits to just freely give themselves. Oh, what a fake out. I think that was by Rainer to make someone step up. The defense actually was in shambles as there was a double commit. There was a loss on the challenge, but no one was able to take that first strike. So, yeah, we go over to Bandits half as we will stay there, but Physics makes a great jump to stop Pluncher from getting any touch at all. Rainer with the follow-up, and wow, what a turnout by Pluncher. He ties us again.
Yeah, the missed touch there by Pollo Taco allows Rainer to chip that one off the backboard, sideboard. Difficult read with the orientation of the car, and Pluncher comes in from the opposite side. Physics was cheating a little bit downfield, looking for that breakout pass, and while that is beneficial if you can get the goal, letting one in is even more important. I mean, stopping that ball before it can find the back of your net, it's the difference between a 1-0 and a 1-1 scoreline, and I'd much rather have a 1-0 lead instead of risking the chance at an equalizer. Physics not able to find the go-ahead there, and Pollo Taco just trying to keep the offense going. A good challenge there. This one falling into the middle. Physics, another opportunity turned aside by Snooze.
Gotta finish when your team has really set up those chances, because that was a wonderful pass. Floated as openly as they could have, but Physics is gonna be wanting more. Come back to it if they can. Undercut by Cyborg. They're sending the house from the Ninjas side. Some burning time off the clock. Ninjas, they will collect their own back right corner. Rainer, a bit of an awkward pass, but it falls its way back to Snooze. Pluncher will reflect into that third man position. This bit of a bumper car stadium out there right now here on the wasteland, as we have less than 3 minutes to go.
I thought that one might have been Physics getting pull shot into an own goal. That one was a little bit worse for wear, but a good 50 there by Cyborg. This one's on target. Snooze has to make the read. It actually wasn't. Unfortunately, Rainer able to play that one off his own backboard for the clear. Snooze, another redirect, and to send this one further than that midfield line. Cyborg into the corner. Nobody's challenging this ball. They go for the bump instead of the ball. Physics with the demo, but the third man doesn't want to commit, and Pollo Taco sees both of the players there in the net, just doesn't want to give up that back line. Physics can't find the touch off of the side wall, and a couple good looks here from either side, but nobody able to find the back of the net. This could be it. Rainer, no. Pluncher is rotating out for boost.
And it's recognized the necessity of keeping this close, this tie right now, limiting the Ninjas. We've seen less and less and less points on the board ever since game number 1, but it's about risk taking. It's about timing to be able to make those risks worth it, especially with this rotation being helter-skelter from game number 2 now to game 3, where it's been a little bit more open, but now no one, it's that passiveness, like, okay, I'm gonna stay and focus as much to keep better spacing with my teammates, but I'm also not taking that next challenging step, which it's biting me in the butt to make worth and use out of all these efforts.
Yeah, it's a fine line you need to dance of Rocket League rotation, whether it's keep the distance, but make sure you're still facilitating your teammates and when you're actually committing for the ball. And that balance has not yet been struck here. That bump on Physics negates the passing lane for Cyborg. Rainer, good clear, looking to follow it up. Did get the mid boost in hand. They're just going to outweight Physics here in the corner. The shot attempt doesn't go through. Snooze does commit. This is going to be a temporary opening if Bands can capitalize, but with that awkward bounce, they won't be able to do so. This is the best look, best chance that Bands have had all series, though, to take a game here, Monkey.
Yeah, and they still have a few chances. It's just trying to navigate through that multi-layered defensive that is looking like an angle. If you get Pollo Taco with some boost, maybe he'd be able to get to the top of the box. And instead, we've got some crazy defensive challenges that are happening from the Ninjas. They do not want to give up a game. They'd only ever given up 5 for the entirety of the regular season. They're not looking to give up another one here.
Physics collecting this one in the corner, trying to find a breakout for his team. His Pluncher rising vertically over the Bandit's net, not able to find a shot. A little bit of a cluster coming out on the breakout attempt. Cyborg does eventually send it into the other half. This one's still live. Physics there for the shot. Snooze will equal with the save in hand, but this ball's still alive. Physics looking into the middle. Cyborg, no boost though, got a piece of it, but not enough to keep the ball alive, and we see OT here in game 3.
The Bandits have been able to keep it closer and closer and closer, and this is the first OT we've had in this particular series here in the upper winners finals. It's a deflection from the interior crossbar. Now the Ninjas will have to retract back. Rainer with the dump off. Be a big win. The Ninjas will have to recoil. And Pollo Taco, he's not a chicken today. Oh goodness, Rainer, did he get bumped by Snooze or did he just fall off the corner? I'm not sure. Half minute of play though, and the Ninjas just don't look as clean or comfortable as they were before.
Yeah, a little bit discombobulated right now. That's a good shot, though, by Snooze, testing that upper 90. Umpoyo Taco able to rise to the occasion. Meet the oncoming shot. Snooze to the side while looking for help here, but it's cut off by Physics. This one's on target, and Snooze almost done Pluncher, but Pluncher actually able to roll that one across his own goal line to make sure it stays out. Still panicked, though, in front of the Ninja's net. Cyborg cutting it off the backboard. Where's the help? Physics doesn't want to commit the third man. Instead, can let this ball sink in. That demo comes out onto Rainier. Physics will play that around Snooze, but Pluncher will be the one with the ball. Double commit here on defense. Physics will get the save, but the clear is not yet looming. Poyo towards the net. Physics with the follow-up. Pluncher gets the save. Cyborg will turn it in. And Bandits, their first win of the series, comes in game 3. And it was a team play involving all 3 members.
Oh boy, that spells bad tidings for the Ninjas right now. They were aiming for the sweep. And oh boy, we could be seeing some interesting concepts going again. So we will be moving our way over into a good old Manfield Stadium. This would have been a straight sweep area, but the Bandits were able to bring this one back, and they are able to take one of those well sought after game wins, 2-1. And just by consistently challenging, corralling, and the Ninjas just looked like a phantom of their regular kind of downhill striking sort of offensive. And I mean, the Bandits had the majority of the total possession and connection. It was Rainer trying to do as much as he could and just didn't really have Pluncher in his back pocket like he usually does.
Unfortunate circumstance there coming out. The 1-2 connection that has reigned supreme for this Prospect Ninja squad all season long, not able to cash the check this time around in that game 3. We'll see if this is a resurgence, maybe a revival for this Bandit squad. Coming back from 2-0 down the series to turn into 2-0 and just make this a best of 3 with the remaining games that we have left in the series. But they gotta get this game 4 first. Umpoyo Taco gonna chip that one off the corner. It goes all the way back. Cyborg, dangerous touch. It's gonna actually miss the ball. Force Physics to go, and now a triple commit. They will eventually find the ball and the clear, but that looked dangerous.
It did. This has not gotten any safer either, as awkward positioning. Oh my goodness, Cyborg nearly tricked the entire 3-man roster of the Ninjas as he played just a step back. That forced a few extra eyes, and these looks now are starting to get a little bit less than stable. That is a shot that will be very high, but it does set up the opportunity to go to the outside of it. Rainer again, he's always the point man, always the one that's downhill running, always the one that's trying to set it up, and that's gonna be the first score. But it's the Bandits that get it, and the physics of it will be by Physics himself.
Good little dish pass there by Poyo Taco. Just finds the clear and a transition pass all in one, and Physics reads it well, just flashes the speed. Turns that one into the net. Starts off Bandits on the right foot. Last game they scored first as well. Guess what? They took the game win. Physics double touch opportunity, not able to make enough contact with the ball there. Pluncher 0 boost, but Bands don't know that. Cyborg actually throws up on Poyo Taco. And that one will turn into an own goal as a result. You could see Umpoyo Taco cheating up, and when Cyborg misses, they panic and jump immediately for the ball, and it turns into an own goal.
Well, you know, sometimes you just don't understand what's happening in the moment, and then everyone suddenly turns to you and just asks why. Why would you do this? But you know, they've been able to score already off their own efforts, so wipe it off. It's a tie game. Go right back to work. 90 seconds have been burned. At the midfield crosshair, where this ball spawns from. Returns and then now finds its way into the Ninjas' half, as the Ninjas look like they're trying to play safe. It just doesn't feel like their normal, confident style. It's as if they are wanting to just get this series done and secured already.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. You know, in a squad full of Octanes, this is a squad that does nothing but put out a high Octane offense. And to see them slowing down and respond to this Bandits offense by almost turtling up and sinking back into their own half, it's very uncharacteristic. And they're playing the Bandits game now. This could be a second Ranger diving save onto Physics. And Physics won't be able to force that one in off the 50. Will stay an all-even game, but Ninja's just not looking like themselves. Ranger off the crossbar, that one won't go in. Flashes a quick little no in the quick chat. He recognized that was a golden opportunity that he would like to have back, but it will not turn into a goal. And now, after a couple looks on either side of the field, we're all equaled up. A double demo coming out. Physics 1-on-1 on Snooze. Gets the chip around. It costs him his life. But look at the solo play there by Physics.
Oh, man. He just fights through the war zone. He makes one last touch, and he will be deleted by Snooze, but not before being the hero that will get the Bandits their lead back beyond halftime of game number 4. The Ninjas trying to hunt down that primal would-be match point goal or game win, but they can't even keep a lead.
Yeah, it's a Ninja squad that just doesn't, they don't look at home. They're playing off kilter right now. Maybe Rainer, the MVP or leading an MVPR, he's gonna be the one to facilitate an opportunity here. Just sends that one a powerful touch to the backboard. In Prospect League, that's a very difficult read. Pluncher gonna come in to capitalize, has a relatively open net to shoot at, and he won't miss.
Soon as Fly Parker says that's his team, they miss from the backboard. So, yes. I'm just cheesing, Parker. Calm down. Minute 40 to go. At that 100-second mark. Tied at 2. Ninjas. Posturing and leaning in that midfield line. Can the Bandits be able to get a second game in a row? Oh, boy. If that one's anywhere near, it will be turned in. And Cyborg, he gets the lead back for the Banditos.
Cyborg able to hit the most impressive shot I've seen all series. We all know that's the most difficult goal to put in when you're staring at nothing but open field. Cyborg does well to bury it. 3-2 go the Bandits, looking to turn the series into a 2-2. But they still got a minute 15 to hold on. Insurance goal here would be nice, but Snooze gonna deny them of that chance. And another diving attempt there by Physics will not find daylight, as now it's Rainer with control, flicking this one towards net. Cyborg diving safe, but still danger. Physics over the oncoming third man in Snooze and back the other way. Forced our Ninjas.
Puncher did an oopsie, but he will be punished as Physics will be able to find a strike. It was Pollo Taco and Physics that locked up, but Cyborg that made the initial challenge. Both went for it. Physics found the better of it, and that was because Pluncher led it into the box in the first place. That doubles the lead. You said they were looking for a 2-2. Well, they're ready for this big dance. Going in through the latter 40 seconds, the Bandits have been able to posture up. Getting out of the stripes, getting out of the corner. Rainer is your current MVP leader. And the MVP of the regular season by a huge margin. Can he be able to lead the squad? And when all the nerves are on, that's a shot nearby. And Pollo Taco will bowl through him. Like a pot-belly pig going through chickens. Those birds are gonna fly. Looking for the redirect. It's not to happen. Quanzek, we've only got 10 seconds to go, and this one look like it's all locked up.
Yeah, this one is over. I mean, the 2 goals was already a very high margin to come back from, but after this third is gonna sneak in. It gives me time to harp back on your pot-belly pig in a chicken pen. Has that been something you've seen in real life? Like, where did that reference come from?
Well, I was thinking Timon and Pumbaa, and I forgot that he's a warthog, so I thought pot-belly pig, and then I was thinking hyenas, but, you know, it kind of works. It works.
Like, we got there.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody got the picture in their mind, and it still accomplished the same goal.
It did. And we're now tied 2-2. Wild turn of events. This is now the second of 7 games that have ever been surrendered by, or 2 out of 7 games that have ever been surrendered by the Ninjas to literally anyone. So we work our way forward and we get to see if the Bandits will continue with this momentum against them. We will find our way on and into Utopia Coliseum. I'm starting to wonder how much TikTok is left on the clock for Rainer, because you know he's antsy trying to be able to work his way through this series and give his team a chance to rest.
You've said that phrase a couple times now, and every time you do, it gets the I'm forgetting who it's by. The TikTok on the clock.
It's
whatever that song. It gets stuck in my head
Kesha.
every single time.
Sadly, yeah. Oh, Kesha, we miss you. I don't think she's dead. I think she just doesn't sing a lot anymore.
Yeah, not putting out that music. We don't need RIPs in the chat.
Yeah, no.
But look at Bandits just continuing this offensive spree. 3 seconds and they get a kickoff goal. Physics just gonna continue the dominance, putting up 800 plus points last game, continuing up with already 112 of his own. And this is now Ninja is being forced into a corner of just being able to respond, being able to adapt, and that's something they chose to adapt by turtling up and not playing their typical game style, and that now in turn has called two goals to sink in already in this game 5.
That was a great dish, but it was Rainer that tried to find the clearance all by himself, and that fell right into the waiting arms of Physics. And Physics is playing against them, both on the opposite team, but also in the way science goes. So, first 30 seconds of play and more, and the Bandits have been able to score twice. Ninjas are in a different state of mind right now, and they need to change it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I'm gonna pull up the stat sheet at some point here to just look at the shots that this team has put on compared to saves, and I want to find that ratio because I guarantee you Bandits are absolutely destroying that right now, forcing Ninjas into their own half. And Pollo Taco trying to pitch this one into the front of the net, but now responsible to get back as the sole third man. I thought Rainer missed briefly. He gives me a little, my heart skipped a beat there. I thought that one's coming off the post, but it will sneak its way in, and Rainer gonna do well to divide this lead in half.
Yeah, he gets right in front of him, Pollo Taco, and that one was a little bit scary, but it had the heat on it, and there's a man that doesn't miss too often, and it definitely is Rainer. I thought earlier we were talking about pulling up the sheets. I thought you were gonna be talking about like seeing if Kesha really was dead, but apparently, you know, I'm glad that she doesn't have an obituary. Keep that girl alive. She was partying like she was trying to die, but no, I'm glad that she was still here with us. Now beyond 90 seconds of play, snooze, it's a drop off. It goes over to Rainer. A little bit of chaos on who's gonna be able to pick up that ball. Can confirm, not dead. Okay, thank you, Dunzel, so much. I appreciate that. Was concerned with that lifestyle. She's living fast, loose, and crazy.
You know what? She may not even be dead in the music world either. I'm briefly looking at the discography. Last one released, I believe, was last year, so not completely out of the picture yet. And neither are these Ninjas. Look at the equalizer. Look at the solo play by Pluncher to tee Rainer up for that open net shot. Pluncher just air dribbles out to the midfield, beats all 3 Bandits defensive members.
You know, that's something that has been stated as missing, is being that number 2 guy in Pluncher to help out Rainer. But wow, and Pollo Taco, look at this jump. He just goes straight after the ball. It comes right over towards Pluncher, and then he finds the outside angle, whereas Pluncher thought he was gonna just punch it to the right to him.
Yeah, flashing the mechanics there. Very, very mechanical touch, making sure his car is oriented in a way to play that around Pluncher's car instead of just, you know, toe punting that one straight into Pluncher's chassis. But this one actually dangerous for Bandits. Physics will be able to recover and get there for the save, maintain this lead. Pluncher not allowing that to exit the Bandits half. This one falling down over the midfield, ball gonna careen into the other corner. Physics lying in the way, it's gonna stimmy that attempted clear. The ball will find its way out to Empoyo Taco, attempting this right side of the field. He'll be up, 0 boost. He's just gonna find a touch on the corner, but not exactly into the midfield as he was hoping for. But Physics still able to regain control. This one's dangerous in front of the Ninja's net. Cyborg is up. Does the shot come on? It's wide right.
Rainer will not be able to beat the third man. He was able to collect on the initial, beat the second, but the layered approach from the Bandits stacked up against the Ninjas. 2 minutes remaining here in game number 5. Bang goes Rainer. Oh, that's the heat we've been missing. We're tied at 3.
I mean, we talked about it at the end of the last game that this 1-2 duo in Pluncher and Rainer was absent from that game 4 loss, and they've connected on 2 goals already here. Pluncher just absolutely giving dimes to Rainer, and that's Rainer's hat trick. This is a duo. Look at them trying another one. Pluncher just literally dropping it onto Rainer's hood. And while they didn't get credit for that duo between the two of them on that goal, they're still the main facilitators and making sure that ball went into the net. And Rainer takes the shot. It enables that rebound for Snooze. And all of that was a team play on Ninjas, who now go from 3-2 down to 4-3 up.
2-goal spin. Trying to spin to win. That's some Snooze. I was able to collect that last goal, and Physics. Oh, that goes from one post all the way across the net. It's unable to bend its way through. Match point is available to whoever takes this one, and we've seen 3 goals in a row from the Ninjas. They're on a tear.
Bandits collapsing. Physics just has a huge eyes for that corner boost, pulls himself out of net and not able to get the save because of it. It's 3 unanswered now for the Ninjas. Just cascading this lead all over this Bandits offensive, which looks so good throughout most of this game. And I know they've hit a few posts, but you know, you gotta shore up the defensive line at some point if you're just gonna allow all those shots to sink in. And pressure's on. They're looking at losing match advantage here. Pluncher able to make sure that one stays out and ensuring the pressure stays on the Bandits.
Less than a minute remaining. Ninjas taking a lot of extra time to get to where they should have been a little bit ago. The Bandits have been feisty, and they have been fighting, and they've been trying to push, and it's been Physics at the tip of it. To be able to make any of this work, and Pollo Taco has been just as lethal, but it's becoming a lot more awkward the longer these possessions are carried by the Ninjas, and forcing that defensive rotation by the Bandits. An uncomfortable situation, however, we will find ourselves within 1 goal. They are within reach.
Yes, Rainer putting the team on his back, semicolon. Just enable his team. I mean, striking distance again. We've seen a similar situation in, I believe it was game 1 or 2, where they found a late goal to put themselves within striking distance. But it's gonna need to be 1 more in this remaining 20 seconds. Here's Cyborg just keeping it in the blue half. As long as it's there, you can generate opportunities, and there's 1 denied by Snooze. Cyborg still, though, if it's in the middle of the field, you can get a shot on. They're just dumping and chasing into this Bandits, or this Ninja's corner, excuse me. Put a talk off the side. We're looking for Cyborg. They cannot get there. This ball will not roll up in time. Ninjas stay alive. 4-3 is the scoreline, and they now find themselves on match point.
Oh boy. We are within that very, very close distance. We will go over. 1 more map mayhaps be all that is necessary to get this one through and done. 5-4. Oh man, a lot of physical. Actually, just a little bit of physicality out of Physics, but Physics, he was challenged in ways that really just didn't fit a style that he would be able to run with. And you saw over 100 touches between the boys themselves of Snooze, as well as actually I think it was the main 2, so of Pluncher and Rainer. They've been doing great works. And we'll be able to see if game number 6. Will this upper final end here, or do we go the distance in a full game 7?
I'd love to see a game 7 purely to see Ninjas
Sweat.
get. Yes. Like, I'd love to see Ninjas back against the wall and be given a run for their money, as this $100 prize pool may be their money at the end of the night. A little bit of miscommunication here between the ninjas, bailed out by Rainer's diving save, but that was an opportunity that was taken advantage of by the bandits, and that almost one given right back. Physics looking to chase this one down, but Plunger gonna make sure he stalls time off his own sidewall.
Jumping off corner and a nice little kind of doink off the noggin will actually continue. That's a double commit between both Plunger and Rainer. Snooze will rotate to the near side post as his two main guys he's just looking at him like, what are you doing? Get out of each other's way. Opening minute of play. This ball's really not left the back half of the ninjas, but we finally find that rotation. Oh, and Plunger's just a step behind.
Dangerous touch there by Physics. Plunger, no boost in the tank to catch up to that one. So we've seen two opportunities now from either side that I deem as genuine scoring chances. Neither one of them, though, gonna find the back of the net. Here's Cyborg capitalizing on that whiff. Plunger blew a tire, and he responds in the replay by turtling. Just doesn't have the read and flips under the ball. Cyborg, look at the placement back far side behind the defenders. That's exactly what you want if you're the Bands to force this game 7.
Oh man. Also, you need to make sure you stay clean with your rotation. I know it's a kickoff, but Physics and Pollo Taco again on top of each other. But when Pollo Taco is going for the initial challenge here at the near side post, Ninjas, they've shown us what they now do when fighting from a deficit. And it's a bit awkward. It's a bit late, and it's always led by, guess who? Rainer. Rainer will be running after Cyborg. And I have become impressed with Cyborg, but hold that thought. Someone else that we often forget, but not often say, Snooze is able to get this one tied all over.
Yeah, Snooze, good shot from range, just able to slot that one, gets the power to make sure Physics can't hit back from the for the save. Snooze often the overlooked member of this Ninjas roster because he isn't necessarily the flashiest between the three of them, of Plunger and Rainer, but he's playing all of the more crucial role, and if there's anybody who can appreciate that, it's me, because that is almost always my role when I play Rocket League. And I mean, Snooze doing a great job being that orchestrator of his own team, shoring up the holes and just allowing Plunger and Rainer to do their thing. As long as he's there to make sure the save comes out, they have the confidence to generate this offense, and that's why we've seen them be so effective in the past.
So you're saying you're the Illusion to the AJ and First Killer 100%. Of old, or yeah. I guess the AJ to the Drees and the Mist of now, which is
yes.
He always just gets aligned with so many, oh my goodness, monkeys, because they're on top of each other, always going for strikes. Snooze sets it up. Who knocks it down? It goes to the crossbar, and Rainer's there to combo with him.
Yeah, Rainer coupled in with the pinch, and Snooze must have the stream on, because the second we started to say that they weren't the flashiest player, they hit us with a wall to air dribble and find that dunk, which enables Rainer to sink in and pinch that one in. Great play there by Snooze to set up that goal, and just showing the further strength and depth of this Ninjas roster. All three of them can do it. As a demo gonna come out onto Physics. Weird miscommunication, but because of that demo, Physics is not there to capitalize. This ball's gonna filter back out to Cyborg. The 50 will be there between him and Snooze. Physics beats out Plunger, gonna look to dish one into the middle, but Rainer intercepts it and buys time for his team on the rotation.
Less than 2 minutes to go. This Bandits group, they are down in the series by only one game, trying to get themselves into a penultimate game, number 7. Which I learned doesn't mean some version of cool ultimate. It's actually one game less or one thing less of ultimate. So it'd be an ultimate game zone. This is technically penultimate, depending on how this outcome is. I'm not gonna slice and dice this meeting. Either way, 90 seconds have burned off, which means I spent full 30 seconds talking about nonsense, and I want to see the Bandits do something great as Physics is now taking on the world. Rainer's in front of him, and he just turns around before no man's land happens and makes a great challenge.
And it's a game down and a goal down. Looking to find that equalizer Father Time is not on their side, though. Here's Physics getting bullied on his way over this ball, but Cyborg, good speed there to beat out Rainer. Physics gets fortunate as that middle boost spawns underneath him, but Snooze now going the other way. Physics will be in charge of making the save. Enough boost to generate another play. Just going to chip that and hope for a dish from his teammate. Cyborg, not necessarily the power nor the direction to get that towards Physics. 45 seconds remaining, and Monkey Bants just cannot break out of their half right now.
They have to pay their way out, and so far the toll is very, very high. A big save is going to keep this one believable, hopeful, with something more in the tank. Can the Bandits be able to do more? Physics will air it out. Rainer will try and give it back over to Snooze. It's going to be an awkward touch, but it's just enough for Rainer to have a good line to pounce upon it, but still it stays to that corner. Cyborg has to opt up, and Rainer will pop that one up. Snooze will be able to extend it, and that's Ninjas finding a lot of extra real estate to be able to relieve some of that pressure. Rainer may be able to put on the kill shot. This could be the end of the series as they want to take it 4-2. Aiming for 0-second time. Not gonna happen. Ninjas will take the series, the upper finals. They'll have the first ticket punched to the grand finals.
And still 2 lives. That's the biggest thing of this double elimination bracket. Whoever is going to come through lowers as Bants fall down there to meet either Casuals or Pandas. They're going to have to win 2 series against this Ninja squad that still is completely undefeated on the season, Monkey. So a tall task that we're going to see here in a few hours, I guess only an hour and some change. It won't be that long, but still, it's Ninja's team to beat right now, and it seems to be by quite a decent margin.
Oh, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break. I'm glad you guys were able to join us. We somehow are on time. I guess just having one game short of the match is good in its totality. So we'll be getting ready for the lower semifinals. This is gonna be the Pandas and the Casuals. One of these teams will be eliminated, the other will be moving on. We'll find out after this.
was when I needed someone there. In the darkness, I still see you like a golden arch, rising high above the sunset in every way you are. I know that everything's in focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around. All the days when I was searching for some kind of sign, now I've reached the destination with someone of my kind. Keep me breathing with a feeling like an LED light. Now I'm moving through the shadows. You woke me up tonight. I know that everything's in focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around.
Left to walk these halls, a wasteland in my mind. I've become so cold, a phantom running blind. So hopeless, I know this could be the end. I'll fight till you break down and let me in. Swear I felt relief, a shred of pure catharsis. Behind the gates you keep, a shelter from the darkness. So hopeless, I know this could be the end. I'll fight till you break down and let me in.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the second match of the evening for the Season 11 Frontline Draft Series playoffs for the Prospect League. In the middle of this stud sandwich is all of the good looks that come with being an elite caster. It is Mr. Bepic over there, as we get to have some quality casting from Bepic and Quanzek for this lovely elimination match in the lower side of this bracket. Mr. Bepic, you know, we got to yell, you and I, a little bit earlier. I didn't know, how have you been since then?
Well, after that, I ran a mile, played some volleyball, ate some dinner, and now I'm back to casting Rocket League. So I'm still riding that same high that I was on casting a crew with you earlier. Lucky man, that was a blast.
That was wild. Wow, you've been active. I basically took some arthritis medicine. I stared at a plate of Cheerios, and I was like, why did I put the Cheerios on a plate? And I considered all my life choices. Quanzek over there is always having a great hair day. All right, Quanzek, give us a little look and see. We've got the casuals, got the pandas, and I'm going to give you a bit of understanding in case you didn't see who joined the lobby. They're not playing with Vlo, at least for this first match.
Oh, they aren't?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's a massive change coming up here if they are rolling in without their first pick for their prospect team. Very crucial difference here considering how close these two teams are on the table. You know, 4th seed and 5th seed separated by a single series, and while the Pandas do have one series over them, that they are down a game in differential, but it's the goal difference mainly here, Bepic, I'm looking at that separates these two teams.
Yeah, goal difference, it's pretty severe. One team's in the negative, one team's in the positive, and that's definitely a glaring stat when the rest of the statistics for these two teams are fairly similar in terms of record and game differential, but the Pandas at +12 and the Casuals at -8. And that might be that one extra loss to the Casuals name, but still, you don't want to be in the negatives when it comes to goal differential.
No.
100%.
Yeah, they don't score too much. Look, I'm gonna give my guys some excuses. They're my franchise, but they've done pretty well. I am curious. I asked Vlo just before this series. They don't have, he's the #1 pick. I asked him, I was like, why aren't you playing? He's like, well, they're feeling it, so I'm gonna let them play. I'm like, are you sure? So he said, yeah, and it's Lethal Tim who's gonna be in there. So okay, I have full trust for the most part in my guys.
You said they were playing without Vlo, and my mind first went to like that's terrible. Like it's it's an availability issue. They're missing their first round. But if this is by choice, if the second, third, and fourth round are meshing together that well that you're gonna drop your first round pick.
Wow.
If I'm Pandas right now, I'm gonna hear this. I'm almost like quaking in my boots. That is like very intimidating.
Well, there's nothing to it but to see if it's real and will actually be a good idea. So, you know what? I'm going to leave it to you two. Bepic, enjoy. You and Quanzek, go on a date. Tell me how it goes. And hopefully these guys all join the lobby at the same time. Two people do not a lobby make, but you guys will get to enjoy our elimination matches. The semifinals, the lower semifinals of this one. You know, have a good time. Casual's down 1, so we're in game 2.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna ask for a reset. We got a player join the pitch late, but they don't seem to mind, so we will officially get underway here, Bepic.
Yes, we will. Again, the aforementioned game down for the Casuals. Not a good start, but it seems like they're playing confidently, dropping their number 1 guy tonight. So, Quanzek, hopefully, this is a banger of a lower semifinals because these two teams need to make that run to the grand finals, and it all starts here.
100%. You know, they have the task ahead of them, facing a bandit squad that gave the Ninjas the best run for their money we've seen all season. But at the end of this entire quest line is gonna be that final boss, this undefeated Ninjas team. Yeah. But that's down the line. It's first and foremost your task at hand, taking down the team on the other side of the pitch.
And in orange, we got the Casuals trying to do something here. That's an unfortunate bounce there. And Lethal Tim sitting back, letting this all transpire before he makes his grand entrance. And in he comes. That is a phenomenal challenge. Ball going center. It's kind of just sitting there, but no one from the Casuals going to move up and take it. Fluff. Maybe a second touch here to that back wall. There's good pressure from the Casuals, and they're able to cap it off with a goal.
Yeah, Hex following up this touch there. Fluff just able to beat out what the dog doing, and it's just Hex flashing the speed, beating Zia to that ball, and that's the first goal in favor of Casuals. And maybe, you know, you don't need that first round pick Invo, and considering the offense that they've shown already, they don't need them. And worst comes to worst, we have the GM here. Obviously, Vo's around. Just use the sub. Oh, what a save.
Well, we know what the dog's doing. It's trying to score the equalizer. Couldn't quite get it to go, though. Great defense on the back end. Fluff moving back, getting that great setup touch earlier. Couldn't force the miss there out of Demon. And they'll try and push the envelope into that red end, but no can do. Casuals doing a great job of hanging on to all this pressure. This time, though, it is ending my statement with a clearance, but sent right back into that green end.
Just looking to keep up this extended stay. The shot doesn't find daylight as the connection was not found. The read wasn't there to be had. What the dog doing? Just trying to force a 50 through Tim. Another demo coming out there onto Horny Demon. And this ball is sitting there in front of the Casuals net for so long. This one's a rifle shot from the sidewall. Tim able to clear that away once that ball was 20% into the Casuals net, and despite the opportunities, Casuals are holding on strong. A demo coming out on the opposite end. Second follow-up attempt turned aside by Zia.
All right, Fluff, feeling kind of good tonight, going for a huge dunk right there, and of course setting up that goal earlier, though beaten in that play by XIA to that back wall with the dog doing up, and that is the easiest dish they will have all night long.
Zia, just good dunk there over on the sidewall, and it's an open net to shoot at for what the dog doing. We're getting confirmation is Moody, which is the first round Pandas pick. So Pandas playing at full strength here.
Oh, that's a fun name.
Yes, for sure. What the dog doing enables us to drop a lot of metaphors in there, which I appreciate as a caster.
Interrupted you, I apologize. This is a great movement forward from the Pandas, trying to set up their offense here, but turned aside. XIA right back to it. Quanzek one-on-one, but couldn't beat Fluff.
And Fluff able to hold defense strong, being called upon again here as his team was just barely getting back, stalling long enough and able to find 2 saves, so that rotation holds true. A minute and a half remaining. Neither one of these teams able to find separation. This could be it. Oh, off from the sidewall? Was it just a weird 50 that happened here?
Oh, it redirected ever so slightly off of whoever's car that was taking the challenge. I think it was Demon that dove in right there, and that is just as unfortunate as it gets. That's a good challenge off the sidewall. It took a terrible skip, and it's like in baseball when the ball's rolling toward you, it's an easy grounder, then it hits a little hardened piece of dirt and skips up over you, makes it look like a fool, but that was just unfortunate for the Pandas.
Yeah, it happens in every single sport, and you know, Rocket League gods just aren't in the Pandas' corner for the time being, but they may will it to their being. What the dog do? Not able to turn that one in off of the redirect, and a golden opportunity gonna fall short. Horny Demon trying to reestablish that offense, but Fluff will deny it as we reach sub 1 minute.
It's centering ball, though not to his own teammate. Double commit now. Should open up that blue net. Moody's back wall open. Lethal Tim, though, couldn't get the shot off. LEX, sorry, could. But XIA the save, and that is a beautiful redirect. That time in the correct direction for the Pandas. Well, they are still hunting for that potential tying goal to send us to an OT or maybe set up a regulation win, but they're on the wrong side of the field right now, and Moody and Demon both going for that ball. Not going to help their chances, though. Demon takes it under his control and has 100 boost to work with.
Yeah, that's exactly who you want the ball in possession of as well. Horny Demon, easily one of the more mechanical players in this prospect league, able to flash out with the solo plays, but nothing gonna come of the stay that they had there on the sidewall. And as the clock's ticking down to 0, that shot won't find the back of the net. It'll stay alive, but it's gonna need to be a 0-second goal. As they attempt to go the distance, the ball will drop in casuals. We'll take technically game 2 here and tie up the series 1 apiece.
Yeah, game 1 who is what the casuals are saying right now. They look good in that game. All the Pandas did have 9 shots to just the 5 of the casuals. I'm a little surprised at that because it felt like the casuals had a decent amount of control in that game. But I suppose not. It was pretty back and forth. I suppose the Pandas able to be more efficient with their opportunities in the offensive end, but couldn't put them in the back of the net. And therein is where the loss lies.
Definitely quality versus quantity here of the Pandas putting up a flurry of shots. You see Horny Demon with the 6, and they're gonna put on 9 in total as opposed to the casuals 5, but you know, it just was efficiency, as you stated there, Bepik. It was the casuals capitalizing on the opportunities that they had and shutting them down on the opposite side of the field.
Precisely. If that persists, we might see the Pandas ending their season a bit earlier than they might have hoped here in the losers semis. They didn't look bad in that game. They set up some good looks, but there were some of those looks that went off into the corners instead of on target. And if that changes, then we've got ourselves a series for sure, because the battle of possession in that last game was one to behold. That was a lot of fun. Battle in the midfield, and then when they would escape, what they could do in the offensive end. See if we get that in game 3.
Yeah, taking this one off the kickoff, but it's going to be Fluff. Going to guarantee that no opportunity is generated. Can't find a challenge there on the sidewall, so Hex. Ball's going to fall into their lap, and twice as they're attempting to push this one into the Pandas half. Horny Demon off his own sidewall. This is a shot opportunity for Fluff, not able to make connection. It's half a... Excuse me, I know I definitely set you up poorly in that one. I was a little bit speechless with the play that we just saw there, but what the dog doing,
yeah.
attempting one from range won't come to fruition. Now I will finally throw it over to you, Bepik.
That's all right. I was enjoying that. The back and forth in the midfield again, just like I talked about. Two teams fighting for possession right now because on the Pandas side, they want redemption from that last game. They want more shots on target that they can put on target. And the casuals, they want to keep this momentum swinging in their direction. They don't care that they were put in the deficit early on. Their offense has more than made up for it. And it's that player right there that has done the bulk of the work. Fluff, making things awkward here for the Pandas, but nothing really doing. We're still in that center circle. That net was open. Fortunately for the Pandas, it was off target.
Yeah, Hex was able to find the read, but did not expect it to be wide open. So while the shot was close, it wasn't necessarily going to generate a goal. Lethal Tim trying to make sure this ball clears past his corner. Hex. Backboard defense holding strong. That 50 comes out a little bit awkwardly. What the dog doing? Just gonna opt to the lethal Tim sink in and call up Zia to go instead. But look at the breakthrough pass. Zia with the redirect. That one will gonna fall into the opposite corner.
Aliax pushing it down the field. It's right back to that middle circle where no one seems content to control the play. Lethal Tim gonna be up for this, and we'll meet Muty at the point of contact. Fluff goes way up that back wall, and now a little strange there on the Casuals back line, still battling for the opening goal, and Casuals do manage to escape with some lethality behind this counterattack. Great reaction time though for Muty.
100% took the words right out of my mouth. That redirect save forced some quick cat-like reactions, and they responded in kin with it, with exactly what was necessary. Horny Demon going back the other way. Zero boost hero going for the Doomsday dish there along that backboard. Zia off that same backboard I just spoke about, but the risky back pass. The confidence is there for the Pandas as they're connecting on the pass that's heading straight into their own net.
Oh, I wish you were a little more confident on that hit. Everyone's going around the ball. Someone hit it. That was a beautiful web that was being woven around the ball, but no one was content to stick the rock in the stickiness of the web. Lethal Tim, long bomb down the field off the corner. Demon, a strong touch out. That has nice control there, making sure not to panic or anything, even with Tim bearing down on him. He found a strong clearance out. That pass behind Tim, and we still go back and forth. The offense is really not playing much in this game 3.
Yeah, defensive stalwart here, but there it is! As you just spoke it into existence, Caster Curse is real. What the dog doing? Finds the double tap, uses all the boosts in the tank to get back to it, and it was just enough as they found it buried into the bottom right of the net.
It is not often, oh my, Amber Alerts on my phone, we're ignoring that. It's not often you see only 5 shots in a game this late into that 5-minute period, but that was an incredible 5th shot there from Muty, and looking to follow it up, Zia couldn't get through the near post defender, and we stay 1-0.
You heard it here first, folks. Bepic ignores Amber Alerts.
When I'm casting, oh yeah. The heck out of me.
Or the Demon taking possession into the corner, not able to find the follow-up, but still in the area to make a play. Instead, it's going to be Lethal Tim looking for help in the midfield, but intercepted by what the dog doing as that pass was projected. 50 going to ricochet off the side. Horny Demon towards the net. That's going to be north of the crossbar and eventually filter out towards the opposite side. It's just Pandas putting on the pressure, looking for that insurance goal, and if the ball is in the orange half, Casuals will not be able to go the other way to score.
No, they just can't escape and stay out of their own half. And now in transition, Zia had a chance to rip one on target, but the missile was not launched. It stayed stagnant in its holster. Now Tim trying to 50 this one center. He does incredibly, but Fluff can't get the read on that center ball, and Horny Demon able to start this counterattack and waste some precious seconds.
Lethal Tim now just trying to throw this one towards the blue net, generate any sort of offense that they can possibly do. Is now it's 5 seconds, it's Casuals with the 0-second goal responsibilities. That ball will hit the ground. Pandas take the game 3, and if Casuals were not down that initial game 1, we have a hell of a series on our hands. Granted, we still do, but Casuals back against the wall, considering now a match point goes to the Pandas.
The Pandas really dominated that war of the center third. They had just 5 shots, but they held the Casuals to only 2 there in that game 3, and that is definitely a recipe for success. Great work by the Pandas to make sure that when the Casuals did enter the green end, that nothing was really developing. The passes were forced off targets. The attempts on net were pushed aside with some relative ease, and the Pandas, when they were put in the offensive end, they did enough to take the game and enough to take a lead in the series.
Absolutely, that midfield possession is just so crucial. So maybe we'll see Casuals step up to those challenges sooner, focus, key in on that boost management, as the players will take the pitch here in Utopia Coliseum. A very crucial game as I mean every series in the Rocket League, or every game in the Rocket League series is, but if the Casuals drop this one, they drop the series, win it, and they force a game 5. And no other person other than Fluff is where my eyes are gonna lay upon for this Casual squad. They have been the catalyst time and time again. Let's see if they can get something going here. Instead, it's not Fluff, it's Lethal Tim reading it well off of the ceiling. The touch was not found for the Pandas, so that one is gonna be blood first for the Casuals.
Oh, Mude did not have a read on that play. The ball went so quickly up and off the ceiling that he really had no hope of reacting and getting up in the air to meet it in an aerial position. So freebie there for the Casuals. They will be very happy about that after being held not just scoreless, but very nearly shotless in game 3. It's already a better start. Momentum is back in their pocket, and they could ride this wave into a game 5, but they have to keep making saves like that.
100%. 4 minutes to do so. Still a lot of the game left to play, and it's going to be a tall task with how high-powered this Pan's offense has been. That demo coming out is going to open up the net, and Horny Demon cutting rotation early to make sure they're there for that save. Zia playing it around the oncoming Casual defender, so it's going to be Moody with the ball on the sidewall. Horny Demon gonna attempt the left side of the field here, look to follow up their own touch. This one's gonna be lofted high in the air. Nobody there immediately for a follow-up. Zia gonna play it off the ground. Fluff with the backflip save, and it's gonna be Hex to collect and go back the opposite way.
Ooh, definitely a good touch from Demon. Set up the shot perfectly. And LEX just had to put that on net because as last man, Horny Demon really needs a better touch. Roll up the sidewall, just keep it close. Flip into the ball, keep your momentum going with it, as opposed to just sending that ball back center where you know someone's going to be waiting to put that on target. And the Casuals kind of gifted one, and then it's quickly taken away off kickoff.
Horny Demon with the redemption arc here just said, you know what? I recognize my mistake. I'll get it off of kickoff. Flash the speed from there, beating out Lethal Tim, and it's going to be 1-2 for the Pandas. It's as if those last couple of goals that we just had over the last few seconds didn't exist. We have the same scoreline we did from the very first goal going in. It might as well be 1-0.
And that is why practicing your kickoffs is so important, especially as a team. That was a solo effort, the last goal, but sometimes you get those team kickoff goals that can get you back in a game. And it felt like Pandas were starting to get pretty close to being down and out of it, but instead now they are facing this onslaught of shots just down a goal. And that definitely feels a lot better, especially in this position with the series lead. You already feeling confident, and now it's just adding to your momentum, the wind behind your sails, though there's been no substantial clear from the Pandas, so they're going to need to find that first.
X not able to find that follow-up touch, and he'll fall to Fluff instead. Trying to control this one along the side wall and manifest a sort of play into the midfield. Moody, massive pinch goes downfield, and they'll just dump and chase here. Enough boost to make a play happen. 50 will bounce that ball back out, and look at the redirect there by Hex, sending it the distance. Zia forced to make a play on the ball here, but Casuals, they're almost trying to stall for time right now, just dominating the possession and the pace of the game, and in doing so, they're not enabling Pants to get these opportunities, but again, Horny Demon from range, they'll have both goals for their team.
I don't mind the buying time strategy from the Casuals, but you need a much better touch than that. That was far too strong for LEX to not have Fluff immediately ready to jump after it and hit it down the field. That was basically just a free pass. So it's basically what Demon did for the second goal of the Casuals, giving it away and right into a perfect shooting position. So Casuals all tied up, and your mind goes back to the kickoff. That's what got the Pandas back in. That's what could give them a lead here. No, 2 minutes left, and the Casuals, despite playing a lot of defense, they're playing it well for the moment.
100%. You know, they've had a couple of those fluke goals sink in. The second one much less of a fluke than the first, but still, it's the offense showing out for the Casuals right now that's keeping them in this game. It's so far been, does offense or defense win championships? I know the offense will bring the crowd, but the defense may be the key factor at the end of the day. Either one of these teams just trying to caulk up the net and stop any opportunities from going in. Zia towards the net, won't be on frame, and not back. There way goes Hex. Horny Demon ching up too far. The third man cannot get back for the save, and that's Hex just capitalizing on that opportunity, giving his team the lead.
Oh, Demon started to boost forward there. I'm not sure why. They just got a little too antsy, thinking that this could be the moment that he swoops in and takes the go-ahead goal, but instead, he's punished, rightfully so, by the casuals. That is a big go-ahead goal here. Final 90 seconds. You love to have the lead in an elimination game like this, like it is for the casuals, but still, a lot of work to do, a lot of time on the clock before you're safe on Champions Field.
Horny Demon almost with the double tap there off the backboard, but this one goal lead in the casuals back pocket enables them to control their own destiny, considering they are still this game down in the series. They just need to make sure the goal line is shored up and making sure they are that cork to prevent any goals from going in. Here's Fluff off the sidewall. Tim just gonna chip it up, looking for Hex to go. They thought about it. You see that little bunny jump there in the midfield. The opportunity here, and Horny Demon might have had the read, but it was a double commit between them and Moody, and instead that one goes high of the crossbar.
Love that demo from Lethal Tim. Good idea, just didn't have a teammate ready to follow through on it with a shot on Demon. A chance shut down immediately by LEX. He closed the gap so quickly. Maybe he saw his tournament life flashing before his eyes. Instead, it's a 1-0 lead, or a 3-2 lead, a 1-goal lead for the casuals. Might be all for naught in a moment. Zia on target. Fluff, though, able to make the read. Demon, a misread there. He goes up, but leaves it for Muty. Ball still on the ground. He picks it up. Shut down by LEX, and I assume to try and ground it. Could not do it, though. Muty, though, with that miss will help.
Despite only playing 3 games, we find ourselves headed into a game 5. And if I were to give a prediction, I don't, like, if you put a gun to my head and said, hey, tell me the winner of this series, I think I die. Like, I don't know what the separation factor is between these two teams right now. It feels like they're going back and forth, evens to one, odds to the other in terms of games, but every single one's been decided by a single goal.
I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were just going to come out and say, well, if I had to choose, I would go with the casuals, because I'm with you there. I don't know how to predict this one. The casuals, that was a very important game for. You said it. Yes, it was important because it's an elimination game for them, but it was also important because it was going to show us the true casuals team. The team that we saw in game 2 might have been a fluke if they didn't just replicate that performance here in game 4. Their offense was prevalent on the pitch, and they were able to make do with what they were given. Solid defense. And now in game 5, can they do it just one more time and send the Pandas home, or will the Pandas be feasting on their bamboo in the losers finals? We'll see.
Horny Demon with the flip stall shot off the sidewall. Got a lot of power behind that one, but Tim in the right position for the save. Positioning does hold true for that one. Moody awkward off the backward, actually doesn't opt to clear that from his own backboard and will just let it fall in front. Here's Moody now trying to redeem himself, and after that weird little fluke play on their own goal line, just gonna go right back the other way and take a good shot from range, guaranteed gets past Hex.
I was watching LEX's camera right there as he was rotating back, and I was like, yeah, this is a goal. I know Mutu can place that on net, and LEX just didn't take a great path back. He was trying to get boost pads and then couldn't even react in time. It was such a good shot. So phenomenal start to this game 5 for the Pandas. Might double it up. Moody feeling himself right now, but the shot was off. Lethal Tim, a miss, and we will very much slow down here in the casuals corner.
A little bit of patty cake here going on as Tim dishing that one to Fluff, and now this ball gonna end up right back in his possession at 50, careening over to the side wall. This one will go on around through the corner and back in front of the blue net. Horny Demon double tap off his own corner, but zero boost to catch back up to the ball. Fluff into the middle looking for help. Tim from the opposite side. This one's a 50 that goes straight up. Good defense there by Zia to get in the way of that passing opportunity.
Yeah, solid defense from both sides, barring that one transitional counterattack that netted the Pandas their one goal. Zia only as far as Fluff. Over to LEX. I like the thought, but LEX couldn't react in time. I don't blame him as he was rotating out and just had a ball thrown his way. Back wall read, not there. Instead of getting the bump, it's a good plan B, trying to throw off Lethal Tim, and Demon will follow suit, harassing him there on the side wall, and that should get the Pandas some more offense. That is some perfect play at the center line, though I don't like that double commit there in the corner.
Good little catch there on a wave dash flick by Fluff to get that one into the midfield. Won't amount to anything as Horny Demon gets an unintentional clear here. A pinch from the backboard will be the, what's the word I'm looking for? No. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The play moves on. I am having a brain fart. I cannot think of the correct word in my vocabulary. Horny Demon. 0 boost, trying to make something happen in the corner, but this pinch is going to make its way back over the midfield line, although only for a brief second.
Oh, Moody. Okay, blocked by LEX. I was scared there for the casuals. I would love to see a Game 5 OT right there. You don't get there by serving up the striker on the other side of things. Fluff, an awkward ball, but gets it out. Tim will help his teammate out. Moody, though, keeping the casual side locked down in jail. Well past their curfew. Shot on Fluff. Big save, but no clear just yet, or at least no clear of substance. They need some heat behind one of these balls, and finally they find it, but the casuals need some sort of follow-up soon.
Ask and you shall receive. The casuals have entered.
Oh.
Okay, Horny Demon able to come down from his own backboard, finding that clear. Casuals have been able to enter the Pandas half, but the offense, the follow-up has not been there. They've done the dump part, but they need to chase and follow up these opportunities as they do not have a shot on the board. They're being outshot 4-0. Here's a fifth that's going to find its way towards the net. Fluff gets a save, but not the clear. They stopped it from going into the net for only a second as it makes its way back over their own goal line. That's going to be 2-0 Moody, responsible for both of them.
The casuals have really had the gauntlet thrown down upon them now. They have not put a single shot on target throughout the entirety of the first 3.5 minutes, whereas now it's 5 for the Pandas. Make it still 5. That ball off net. Could have been a good look for a third, but just couldn't put it on target. Still, though, Pandas don't need a third goal just yet. They need to keep the casuals out of offense, which is exactly where Tim and company are trying to go. That's an unfortunate miss.
And casuals, I mean, this is the tallest order they've had all season. I mean, 0 shots up to this point, and with your season on the line, you need to somehow generate 2 goals when you haven't even had to look on net through 4 minutes of Rocket League, Bepic.
Yeah, you start to wonder now, did that punishment for not playing all your players sufficient amounts cause your season to be ended a bit too earlier? Was it just the inconsistency of the casuals? It might be both, as the casuals miss a couple right there. Maybe shot on will elicit a save out of Fluff. And the follow-up negated. A couple of good 50s. 30 seconds left. Casuals need to get going right now.
X trying to be the one to push his team further beyond, get that first goal in, maybe get that momentum swing into your corner. Zia, though, with Horny Demon, going to collectively get this ball out along the sidewall. Hexa attempting a shot, but again, every single time the Pandas are just there at the point of contact to deny the shot before it even happens. And with the clock ticking down, it's going to be too little too late. We see Hex dropping the controller. It's an emotional loss here for the casuals as they will fall short in Game 5.
Talk about the Pandas' performance there, though. They came in and shut down their opponent. 6 shots to the players have left, so I can't tell what the final result was, but I think it was 0. We'll confirm that over here on the fancy scoreboard. The casuals with a goose egg in the shot category. That kind of hurts Quanzek because they had so much hope coming out of Game 4. Now, Game 5, nothing.
Yeah, it was just even in odds throughout most of this series, and that eventually was the difference maker here, along with a couple factors. One being them dropping that early game because they didn't play all of their players in the regular season. And the alternative, you know, if Vlo sits this one out and they're able to win the series, it looks like a great play. It's the really solid decision. Vlo looks like a incredibly humble player, and while that's still true, you have to question the decision now at this point, considering you did lose the series. But I am curious to hear from the GM and the franchise cheerleader. We have them in the booth. Who other than Hail Monkey Man? You know, your team goes down, but not without a fight.
Not without a fight, and you know, I'm not in the practice arena with them trying to figure out, hey, all right, you're feeling it. Is that true? And, you know, Vlo, he took a step back, allowed them to do it. I don't know whose ultimate decision that was. Tim was a great factor in some ways. He still plays mouse and keyboard and always misses at random times. So, you know, there's nothing I can do about that. And ultimately, when you don't get any shots, you're gonna lose. That's just how it is. So, unless someone own goals for you, which has happened before and is kind of weird. And either way, we get to see the Pandas do eliminate the casuals. I think in this capacity, if you're playing against this sum of players that they did post up, Pandas are the better team. Vlo, I think that he presented a faster concept for the casuals, but this is what they played with. This is what they competed with, and this is what, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword. And this was a pretty quick blade to the neck. And, you know, now we no longer have to worry about me making sure that a game is already down for the casuals. So that helps me out a little bit. So they'll end up in 4th place of 10 teams. Not a bad overall season to be able to kind of work their way through. Still did well enough to be able to get to this moment. And, you know, Pandas, they're going to be up against the Bandits here in a moment. Quanzek, I mean, since you were able to now see both, do the Pandas stand a chance against the Bandits?
I think the last time we saw this matchup, it was in the play-in, and Horny Demon stepped up to the plate against Physics, and Physics is arguably the best player in the Prospect League. They have the MVPR to represent it. I think it's going to be a showcase between those two players. While Horny Demon isn't necessarily the first pick for that team, Horny Demon is able to set up plays that you didn't even think were possible, and the same can be said for Physics. So a couple things to look at there. Who is able to flash out more individually between Horny Demon and Physics, and the alternative, who is able to step up better as that second man, as you can see Moody and or Cyborg coming up to the plate and trying to facilitate those plays as they happen.
Well, you know, we're going to get to see all that and more. Bepic, we're going to take a quick break, and then you and I are going to go on Electric Line 2.0. It's going to be great. We're going to be dancing. It's going to be an awesome time. And you guys, Quanzek's going to take a short break, but he will be actually joining Group B for the Challenger playoff that's going on in the group stages. Group A just didn't occur, at least on stream. It is, you know, occurring as we're getting all those results, and hopefully I'll be fed some of those results to be able to give you guys the updates. But right now, we're gonna take a short break. Back right after this.